Do you have an artist name?
The artist had zero interest in being interviewed, and for a second time, he jacked our camera. He was evolving, and looked different this time, now sporting a balaclava and a shirt that read volunteer on the back. It was apparent that he knew we were onto him, and now went to great measures to conceal his identity while still showcasing his knack for community service. Grant and I were down 2 cameras and our funds were depleted. All we had left were the highly unreliable DigiGarden 4K waterproof trail cameras, and there was no way I was going to set myself up for another letdown. But one thing did catch my attention. Online, there was a large group of piss deniers who thought this entire saga was staged, that I was a covert agent working for GTCM, or Global Trail Camera Market, who had designed an intricate ploy in order to sell more trail cameras. This was a wild theory, and not sure how or why it came to be, but it got me thinking. Hi Janine, I'm working on a documentary about mysterious piss artists and have been using your cameras in an attempt to communicate with him, although he keeps stealing them and we ran out of money. Would love to collaborate with you and your company.
Hi, Derek. Thanks for reaching out and glad to meet you. I think we would create something amazing together. I will arrange the shipment and keep you updated.
I was now officially sponsored by Reolink and was shipped a trio of premium top-tier 4G security cameras. The Reolink Go PT Ultra, the Reolink Go Ranger PT, and the Atlas PT Ultra. All powerhouses in the field of surveillance. This wasn't my first foray into sponsorship. About 18 years ago, I was a sponsored skateboarder by a board company called Foundation, though my time with them was cut short because the team manager didn't think I was doing enough to promote their brand. So I was relieved of my duties and I never saw another Foundation package ever again. With great sponsorship comes great responsibilities. I had to learn from my past mistakes and there was no way I was going to let this happen again. Grant and I's camera arsenal had been replenished. We were on an all-time high as newly sponsored Reolink team members, but that all came to a halt when I received some concerning news. Someone had installed a metal pyramid atop the electrical box as a piss bottle deterrent. It was extremely well crafted and looked to be bolted in. Was this the city? Or a neighborhood vigilante with a metalsmith background? A third party had just inserted themselves into our game of piss chess, and I had no idea what the artist's next move would be. Meanwhile, concern was growing online and there seemed to be a division between people's views of the piss pyramid. Some were in favor of it, applauding its simple yet effective design, believing that this was the end of the saga, while others thought it was blasphemous and took the side of the artist, rooting him on with the confidence that he'd prevail. Amongst this discourse, it caught a level of attention none of us previously fathomed. Noah Goldberg, a reporter for the LA Times, wanted to do an article on the piss artist and our operation of trying to get to the meaning behind it all. He insisted on joining us on our next excursion down to the electrical box, which I thought was a great idea, especially because it gave me an opportunity to use my new Reolink security cameras and publicly promote the brand, fulfilling my sponsorship duties to Janine and the team at Reolink. Then, about a day before our walkthrough, the artist struck. He managed to disassemble the metal pyramid and lay a new batch of bottles, now labeled piss instead of his usual human urine. This was a first, and a declaration that he had seen my Piss Saga videos online. The artist had triumphed over the piss pyramid, like an unstoppable force. I was in awe of this move and knew this meant escalation, not between us, but between him and whoever installed the contraption. We were caught in the middle of a pissing contest and decided that this was bigger than us and that we needed to take a step back and just surveil. The next day, Grant and I met the LA Times at the location. They conducted a quick interview where we laid out everything that had occurred up until this point. Now it was time to head to the piss box. But first, I made sure that they were equipped with decoy construction worker outfits as a safeguard for their reputation. I also felt that this was the perfect time to promote my new trio of Reolink security cameras, which Grant and I had created complex camouflage systems for each unit as a way for them to blend perfectly into the environment and not alert the artist. I promoted the cameras perfectly and made sure to address each by its full model name, as well as going into great detail about their specs and capabilities. My sponsorship duties were fulfilled. Janine would be proud.
Proud of you, Derek.
We then made our way to the piss box, where the new batch remained, glistening. Remnants of the metal pyramid lay on the ground, like a defeated pawn. Noah and his staff photographer were fascinated by the glowing yellow bottles, making sure to document everything they could. We scaled the wall, proceeding to go beyond and give them a visual layout of the artist's studio and the vantage point of his canvas, all while setting up our new Reolink trash cameras. Our goal was to monitor the moves of both the artist and the new third-party challenger. But then, the challenger executed their next move by implementing the installment of a heavy-duty Piss Pyramid 2.0. The metalsmiths looked professional, and I believe it was now safe to say that this was the work of the city. They were swift and acting promptly, a characteristic the government usually lacks, which meant this was serious. The city had successfully knobbed the spot, and I was curious as to how the artist would respond. For days, Grant and I waited. We had courtside seats to this historical contest between two rivaling giants. Our fingers were crossed, hoping we'd get to witness the next move in real time. But instead of piss, we got piss heads. People who had been following the saga online visited the box. From documenting the pyramid to searching for cameras, it was beginning to be evidently clear that the spot was blown. Also blown was Grant and I's cover.
Strange one here. A mystery man is making his mark on the streets of Pasadena, and it's not exactly something that you'd want to see or smell, for that matter.
Okay, here we go. Two local filmmakers are getting plenty of attention these days, tracking down the so-called Pea Bandit.
Grant Yansura and his buddy Derek Milton are about 2 years into documenting the mysterious bottles.
The bottles keep turning up on a specific Pasadena Water and Power electrical box.
Son dejadas arriba de una caja del departamento de...
Tested it and found out, in fact, that it was clean, healthy, human urine.
We had no idea that the LA Times story about the piss electrical box would take off in the way that it did.
Some of the people that see it now are like, well, it's his artistic expression.
That's the piss artist who's clearly doing some kind of installation.
It's Banksy with urine.
You're like Banksy,
So they're trying to reverse psychology?
They tried, but he wouldn't answer.
No, of course not, because he can see right through that. He's playing fucking 5D chess.
Concerns spread worldwide, and much like our own investigation, everyone wanted to know the meaning behind it all. People sent us a plethora of piss-related content, from memes, to videos, to handcrafted artwork, even to the point of getting recognized in public.
Everywhere, and see there, people honk at you, they say, you're the pea guys, and it's not really what we wanted to be.
Our entire mission of dressing up as decoy construction workers was in order to not be associated with piss, but it had backfired. We were now synonymous with piss. And it was then that it dawned on me. We had been so consumed with our own intrigue and wanting to know why, to the point of developing an unhealthy obsession with trail and security cameras, that we had lost our focus. The artist was aware of our intention to communicate, yet still chose not to. And our own infatuation as to why may have led to the obstruction of him creating more. Fortunately, everywhere you look, a canvas exists. Whether it controls traffic signals, sources electricity to nearby homes, or houses a heavily damaged piss bottle deterrent, the city is full of them. And if you ever find yourself in Pasadena and happen to stumble upon the original artist's electrical box, remember to look above and beyond the wall.